Hello once again, raiders, traders, scavvers, and everything in between. I'm Follower Toshi, and holy crap has the past month been absolutely bananas. I wanted to make a quick community update video, talking about, once again, the Frontier. Specifically the video I made covering the mod, the response to the video, and respond to a few comments being made on the video itself. First, some quick housekeeping though. If you want to stay up to date with what's going on my end of video creation, follow me on Twitter @FollowerToshi and check out my Discord linked in the description below. The link actually works this time, I promise. Also, for anybody who wants to check out additional content from me, check me out at twitch.tv/followertoshi, where I stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're super close to making Twitch affiliate. We just need a few more eyes watching, and we've made it. And finally, I just wanted to let you all know that I'll be taking the first full week in April off from both recording and streaming to get caught up on new California Raiders playthrough. I got some Fallout 4 stuff I want to work on. I got other projects down the pipeline, and we'll be returning to our original programming of Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, starting on April 8th. I got a lot of super neat things planned, and I hope you'll all enjoy them. With all that out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. First, let's review what exactly happened to my channel. On the 15th of January, a DLC-sized mod for Fallout New Vegas dropped after about 8 years in development, Fallout: The Frontier. The Frontier is set in the snow-covered city of Portland, Oregon, and details a conflict between a splinter faction of the New California Republic, the Northern Legion, and a faction called the Crusaders of Steel, who are basically the Brotherhood of Steel, but they're all Mormons. After the mod's release, it only took a couple of days for players to discover a lot of questionable content about the mod, and it only took about 2 weeks after the mod was originally released for one of the asset creators to get caught up in a big scandal and the mod being temporarily shut down to address some of these issues. Controversy speedrun, anyone? On February 2nd, I uploaded a review/rant video covering the Frontier. As of the time of this recording, the video has amassed almost 35,000 views and hundreds of likes and comments. Comments ranging from powerfully insightful to downright stupid, as they tend to do on YouTube. And yes, I do read pretty much every comment that I see because I love engaging with the fans, and that's something I hope to do as I continue to grow as a content creator. Speaking of growth, oh boy, did this channel grow following that video. For reference, the same day I uploaded that review, I also uploaded a channel update video celebrating hitting 69 subscribers. Heh, nice. Just 4 days later, and I'm already celebrating hitting 500 subscribers. And as of the time of this recording, we're super close to breaking into the 1,000 sub YouTuber club. That is a huge leap in subscribers, and I can't thank you all enough for liking the content that I create. I have to give a huge shout out to TKS Mantis and Stew Dog specifically, as they both shared my video with their communities and were a big part of helping me get to where I am now. I also want to thank everyone who shared my content, both as a casual viewer and as a fellow content creator. The response has been incredible, and I thank you all so much for giving it your attention. There are a few things I want to make clear that people have been asking and commenting about on my coverage with the Frontier. First, the story. As I said in the review, I didn't finish any of the 3 different campaigns. While I have contemplated streaming playing the Legion and Crusaders playthrough, I have absolutely no interest in going any further with the NCR playthrough. From what I have seen from other content creators, the NCR questline is a patchwork mess of action movie and video game references, odd game designs, and overall just unimaginative writing. A game doesn't have to have spectacular writing to be enjoyable, but a lot of the writing in this mod crosses the boundary from homage to cringe. When so much of your mod relies on the story, fucking that up fucks up the whole mod.
Hey guys, by the way, do you know the main plot in this game is that you're meant to be fixing an airship? Anyway, now the meat of my legs is coming off as a skeletal Doc Mitchell takes my meat.
Again though, because I didn't finish the game's storyline, I can't give a confident review of the story's quality. As such, any criticism of my criticism of the story is fair game. I didn't finish it, so if I got something wrong, feel more than welcome to call me out on it. There have also been a few comments brought up questioning the authenticity of my stance when it comes to being able to enslave America, or mentions of sex by other characters in general. I've seen a few people bringing up characters like Fisto in Fallout New Vegas, or Clover and other slaves in Fallout 3. Both of these are fair points, however, the context of all three varies enough for them to be different. Firstly, Fisto is not a sex robot by design. The quest you are given requires that you reprogram them to serve that function. We can't in all sound reasoning compare Fisto to, say, the Deathclaw, for example, because the Deathclaw's entire purpose is for that point, whereas Fisto is changed by the actions of the player. Additionally, it could be argued that you being able to hypnotize and kidnap people in Fallout 3 slaver missions are, like Fisto, direct means of the player character's actions. As such, it doesn't make sense to say that the Frontier should take flack for your character being able to enslave America. This, once again, doesn't hold water as a direct comparison, as you are not actually enslaving these characters, but instead kidnapping them to then sell them into slavery. If this was the case for America, then there wouldn't have been as big of an issue, as there have been instances of slavery in Fallout games since almost forever. Hell, you could take Clover as a slave as your companion in Fallout 3. However, once again, these are not similar circumstances. Clover, while she is a slave, was a slave long before meeting the Lone Wanderer, meaning that your character never actually enslaves anyone in Fallout 3. People have also said that America is just taken as a normal slave, and have pointed to people like Clover as examples of how that is okay in Fallout. However, besides the fact that you can emotionally manipulate her into becoming a slave, her enslavement end credits read, "The last of her spirit broken by the courier, America became a willing slave to her new master. She did anything asked of her, anything to earn a few drops of affection, anything to keep depression from swallowing her whole." There seems to be a lot of emphasis on the whole "she did anything" part, and you can't look me in the eye and honestly say that anything doesn't include sexual activities. You just can't. We can also see with our own two eyes the conditions that female slaves are put in this mod, and the fact that one of the main characters, a female squad member of the Wolfpack named AJ, is kidnapped and sexually assaulted by the Legion commanders. Even if America's character wasn't written to be a sex slave, the level of priming your audience doesn't do her character any favors, intentional or not. Also, no, the fact that Lolita is a thing doesn't mean that May or potentially underaged America is okay, you sick freak. I also want to clear up my mentioning of Veronica in my review. A few people have commented that they don't quite get why being able to date Veronica is a bad thing. I want to be clear that I don't think that a female player being able to date Veronica is a bad thing, but it would be incredibly tone deaf towards her character arc for that to be something that she would be interested in pursuing with the courier during the main game. When you meet Veronica in Fallout New Vegas, she is still getting over Christine leaving both her and the Order. She is questioning her place with the Brotherhood and her larger place in society. Her being able to heal and move on from what's happened in her past and figuring out where she wants to go moving forward is the entire point of her character's personality and story. This focus on the healing process extends into the rest of the game too, as mentioned by Josh Sawyer himself in an AMA on Tumblr about why she and Christine don't get back together. I think Veronica is relatively happy, an important qualifier in a setting where most things are miserable. And any tragedy in her ending slides has more to do with the state of the Brotherhood of Steel than her personal relationships. Most other companions don't speak of their romantic relationships. Arcade and Cassidy mention some in passing, but nothing in particular. Boone's wife is the source of a lot of personal anguish. You could make an argument that Boone or Veronica's relationships are more tragic than any other, but both of them qualify as not good. Betsy is a victim of assault by Cook, but so is Pretty Sarah. Christine was mutilated by the Y-17 medical facility, but Dog had been enslaved by Elijah for years. Between the Mojave Wasteland and the Satellite DLC areas, there are a lot of tormented survivors drifting around of various genders and sexual preferences. I think the larger issue is that there are few points of reference for lesbians in the setting. There's an imbalance of male to female characters overall, and non-hetero characters are in the minority. So while you could wonder how gay men are portrayed in Fallout New Vegas based on a single character, there are far more of them to create a picture, as far as the player can discern anyway, than there are lesbians. You have Veronica, Betsy, Christine, and a handful of minor characters. Based on that sample, things don't look good for lesbians in the Mojave. But I would like to reiterate that Veronica's New Vegas plot arc didn't include any particular focus on relationships, and she wasn't intended to be any more or any less tragic than other Fallout New Vegas companions. There is more to Veronica's character than just her sexuality, as I mentioned in the video, and there is more to not only her character, but the trauma of many other characters like her in Fallout New Vegas. In my opinion, adding a romance option to her character defeats the point of her arc altogether, as well as her inclusion into the wider sociological message that New Vegas is trying to make when it comes to homosexual characters in the Mojave. If Veronica becomes a romanceable character in Fallout New Vegas 2, dope. But her story of growth and acceptance, both with her past and the Brotherhood in Fallout New Vegas, is of much greater importance than her sexual identity. I don't feel as if it's unreasonable or homophobic to say that the sexual identity of a character doesn't matter as much when it comes to the actual context of their personality and your place within that context. And finally, to quickly wrap this all up, I want to address the criticism about me using content from Fallout 76 as background footage for my review of The Frontier. I like the game, it's what I had on hand, and because so many people seem to love to comment about it, I'll be sure to include it a lot more often.
Lick, lick, lick my balls! Yeah!
And that's about it. Just wanted to get you guys caught up on some stuff that I had planned and respond to some comments I saw in my Frontier video. If you guys have any mods you'd like me to check out and review, or any questions you feel like asking, go wild. Doing a Q&A video might actually be pretty fun. Again, be sure to check me out on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord for more updates and content, links in the description. Until next time though, I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all out there in the wasteland.